everybody, to Saturday morning slow flow. I'm off over on the different corner today, so I could put a light on me so hopefully you guys can see me a little better if you're watching at home. People here at the studio lying on their back, so that's what you're going to do, lie on your back. Take a few moments here just to arrive. Let your focus come to your breath. You don't have to control your breath just yet. Just notice your breath, observe your breath. Let it take over, let it push all those other distractions out. So that eventually we can be here, just fully focused on our mat, our practice, and we can be fully present to our mat, our practice. Oh, I never put the music on. I'm going to do that in a second. Right? You guys are going to focus on your breath. Just let those breaths come. Notice what they're doing. Kind of find the rhythm of your breath. And then once you feel like you've got that full focus on your breath, then you can add that element of control to your breath. Just breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Let your breaths become longer, slower, deeper. So as you inhale, you're pulling those breaths all the way down into your belly. As you exhale, you're pushing them all the way out. And in that way, we really can start to move here in a second with our breath, with that one breath, one movement. Alexa, play some music for us today. Hey Alexa, play yoga music.
The station, meditation on Amazon Music.
Don't have to announce it every time, it's okay. All right. Now, when we're ready to start moving here, right, we're going to come into a hook line. I'm going to turn sideways here so you guys can see. Right? You're just laying down on your back. And then what you're going to do from here, right, you got your feet on the ground, your knees up to the sky. So we're going to do our 6 o'clock, 12 o'clocks. You want to think of your pelvic bowl, right? That's from just below your belly button, that big circle around you just above your pubic bone, right? Think of it as a clock face circle. The 12 o'clock is just below your belly button. The 6 o'clock is just above your pubic bone. And so when you press that 6 o'clock into the mat, right, it creates a little arch in your back. See how I can slide my hand underneath my back now when I'm pressed into the 6 o'clock, right? And then I go into the 12 o'clock and put my hand under there for effect, right? When I push into 12 o'clock, I'm swishing my hand now, right? So when I'm pushing into 12 o'clock, my back is flat, right? So I want you guys to go there and just move between that 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock. Now your legs are staying mostly still. They're moving a little bit with your body. You're isolating the movement in your pelvis, right? It's a movement of the pelvis, extension and flexion of the pelvis, really. All right, so take a couple more rounds doing that, like I said. And I just want you to find your range of motion. There's no right or wrong. It can be a little confusing if you've never done it before. Right, but just try to go from flat back to that arch in the back without moving the rest of your body. Alexa, turn volume down. Now, from there, right, I want you to settle in so that you're not at 6 o'clock. You're not at 12 o'clock. You're somewhere right in between, right? That's your neutral pelvis, your neutral spine. And that's where we want to be, right? So find that. Once you've gone back and forth between that 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock a couple times, it should be easy to settle into neutral, right? And that's going to help you as we go through this next part. All right, so you're in that neutral spine. Now, bring your legs up. So now you're here, you've got your knees right over your hips, and your calves parallel to the ground. You're going to lift your head and shoulders up, reaching your fingertips towards the front of the room. We're going to do our heel taps here. You're just going to take your right heel and drop it down, and you want your right heel to tap to the mat. without changing that L shape in either of your legs, right? So my left leg's still in L shape, my right leg's still in L shape. And then I'm gonna pull that right leg back up, and then I'm gonna tap with the left leg. It's a tap, right? So as you're doing this, you don't wanna extend your leg, right? And you don't wanna take your heel to your glute and point your toes towards the mat, right? You're trying to keep that perfect L shape. All right, so we're just gonna go back and forth here 3 or 4 more times. Tap, tap, pull it up. Head and shoulders stay lifted. Tap, tap, pull it up. If that feels like too much, you can let your head come down, but keep your shoulders and your fingertips lifted so your core keeps engaging. All right, just do this a couple more times. And then as you finish up next time on the left leg, right, we're gonna come back. Let your head and shoulders relax down for a second. Keep this floating table. I'm gonna move back. I'm gonna move to an angle a little bit here, so you guys can keep seeing me. All right, now come back into your floating table, right? Take those legs up, lift your head and shoulders up. Now all you're gonna do from here, right, you're gonna kick your legs all the way straight. Now think about coming in to that 12 or to that 6 o'clock here, right? So your back is pressing, you're arching, or I'm saying that backwards. You want to be in that 12 o'clock where your back is flat and you're kicking your legs straight. Now, if you're arching up into your 6 o'clock where your back is arching up off the mat, then you've gone too low with your legs, right? You might need to bring your legs up higher so you can keep that back in neutral or even more towards the 12 o'clock, right? But lower down as far as you can without that back arching into your canoe, right? And just hold it for a breath. And then take your knees, hug them all the way in to your chest. All right, now you're gonna bring your hands to the crease of your knees, rock yourself up, and we're gonna come around into tabletop. All right, so this time, as we come into tabletop, you've got your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. Take a couple cat-cows here just to get your body and breath in perfect sync. So as you inhale, lift your chin up to the sky, tuck your tailbone under, let your belly drop, that's cow. Exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, round out your back, hollow your armpits, that's cat. So just keep moving here. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. As you do these, right, you can be going faster or slower than me. You're just trying to find your rhythm. Take a few more rounds here, connecting that movement to the breath. And then eventually, we're gonna meet back in neutral tabletop. Now, as we come to neutral tabletop here, you're gonna tuck your toes under. Lift your hips up and back. Come into your first down dog of the morning. You can add some movement here if you want to. Bend one knee, then the other. Walk in the dog. Maybe you're swaying your hips from side to side. Maybe you're just staying still. Just take the time, check in with your body. Notice what's going on. When you're ready, you're going to bend your knees, look between your thumbs, bring your feet forward, your hands come to forward folds. Now your belly's touching your upper thighs, your head's being heavy and long. Shake your head yes and no. Make sure there's no creases in the back of your neck. Right? We're going to toe heel our feet out just a little bit wider here. So they're not as wide as the edges of your mat, but they're wider than hip width. This is, right? That's where you want to be right here. We're going to do our sun salutations from here. We're going to start just with a basic half lift. Pull your shoulders in with your hips. And then as you exhale, fold back down. Now as we inhale, we're going to take a reverse swan dive. You're going to come all the way up to standing. I'm just step back here so you can see my hands. Now, you're going to grab a hold of your left wrist with your right hand. You're going to start to pull to the right, like in a normal side bend, right? Now, if you can here, you're going to lean to the right. You're putting all your weight in your right foot. Lift that left foot up and just tap those left toes off the right edge of your mat. Maybe bend into both knees. So it's like a little curtsy squat. Right? And then from there, push back up, come all the way up. Now go the other way. Grab your right wrist with your left hand, pull to the left, and then pick up that right foot, tap it back behind the left. Little curtsy squat here. There we go. Now come back up. Now your feet should still be nice and wide, right? You're going to bend into your left knee. Straighten out your right leg, and then sweep your right hand back. Take your left hand forward so you're twisting to the right. Then you push into that left foot, come back up. Now go the other way. Bend into your right knee. Push your left leg straight all the way to your right foot. Open to the left. And then push into that right foot, come back up. Now just press your palms together and take a back bend here. Shift your hips forward, take your chest and your gaze up. Inhale, stand tall, and then exhale, swan dive it all the way back down into forward fold. Belly touching the upper thighs, head hanging heavy and long. Plant your hands, step or float back to plank, right? So now we're in that plank. You're in one straight line from your shoulders to your heels. Shoulders are just over the wrists. Hips are just below the shoulders. Now you can drop your knees and do this if you want to, right? We're gonna go through our yogi push-up, our chaturanga. You're gonna bend your elbows, let them scrape along the ribs. Let yourself come all the way down in this first one. Hands right by the chest. And then as you inhale, you just peel up into baby cobra, right? Just a little movement of the chest. You could lift your hands if you wanted to here. Now if you want to take that deeper back bend, put your hands on the mat, press into them, straighten your arms, pull your chest up and through so you're all the way in up dog. If you don't want to go to up dog, you stay in baby cobra. Wherever you are, flip your feet, lift your hips up and back, come back to your down dog. All right, so that's the whole sun salutation. We're gonna do it twice more. We're gonna move it a little faster, we're gonna move it with our breath. So bend your knees, look between your thumbs, bring your feet forward, your hands, come to forward fold. Belly touching the upper thighs, head hanging heavy and long. Shake your head yes, shake your head no, creases in the back of the neck. Now from here, we're gonna come half lift, fold back down, swan dive it all the way up, and then grab a hold of your left wrist with your right hand, you pull to the right, and you take that left foot and you step to the right, take your little curtsy squat. Come back to center, switch it out, grab your right wrist, pull to the left, step with your right foot, curtsy squat. Come back up, right? Now your feet should be still nice and wide. We're gonna take that that left knee, bend into it, take your right hand back. So you're leaning to the left as you twist to the right. Right, push that left leg straight, come back up. Now you're gonna bend into your right knee, open to the left. Push that right leg straight, come up, press your palms together, take your back bend, hips go forward, chest and gaze up. Inhale, come up tall. Exhale, swan dive all the way back down. Hands to the mat. You can take another half lift monkey if you want, or you can just plant your hands. Eventually, we're all gonna come back into plank. As you exhale from your knees or from your toes, as you exhale, lower through that chaturanga. Inhale to baby cobra or up dog, and exhale, shift. Down dog. All right, let's do it one more time through. Bend your knees, look between your thumbs, bring your feet forward, your hands come to forward fold. Toe your feet a little bit wider. Take that half lift to monkey. Fold back down. Swan dive up. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. Step with that left foot. Take a little curtsy squat. Come back up. Grab your right wrist with your left hand. Take your curtsy squat. Come back up. Now you're going to have those feet wide. Bend into your left knee, sweep your right hand back. Push through that left foot. Come back up. Bend into your right knee, sweep your left hand back. Push that right foot, come back up. Press your palms together. Take your back bend. Inhale, come up tall. Exhale, swan dive all the way back down. Half lift monkey if you want it. Fold, plant your hands, step or float back to plank. Exhale through your chaturanga. Inhale to cobra, up dog. Exhale, shift, down dog. All right, now from down dog, bend your knees, look between your thumbs. Bring your feet forward, your hands come to forward fold. Belly touching the upper thighs, head hanging heavy and long. Now from here, you're gonna bring your feet again, just a little bit wider. And then you're gonna come into chair. So you're coming into a wide-legged chair. It's gonna feel a little funky, but that's okay, right? Bend your knees, send your hips back and down. Now peel your upper body up. You can reach your hands forward, you can have your hands at heart center, or you can have your hands reaching to the sky. So we're in this chair here, right? Look down, make sure you can see your toes, and wiggle your toes. Your weight's all back in your heels. So your hips are far enough back. These aren't covering the toes. Now what we're gonna do here, wherever you are, you're gonna rise all the way up, right? As you rise up, you're gonna lift your heels up off the mat. So you're up on the balls of your feet. And then as you drop your heels down, you're gonna turn your heels in and your toes out. Now as you exhale here, right, you're gonna come down. If you're somebody that comes down to Malasana, I want you to drop all the way down to Malasana, right? If Malasana is not for you and you usually end up in bound ankle, what you're gonna do, still got your heels in and your toes out, you're gonna bend down and you're just gonna stop with your elbows on your knees and be here, right? So whether you're in full Malasana or you're here in this little elbow squat, right? And then from there, everybody's gonna straighten their legs, You're gonna drop your hands down to the mat, turn your toes back towards the front of the room. We're back in forward fold. From there, plant your hands, step or float back to plank. Exhale, lower through your chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Exhale, shift. Down dog. All right, now take your right leg, lift it up to the sky. And then just bend into your right foot. You're gonna step that right foot through. Come to runner's lunge. I'm gonna turn here so you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, so I'm here in this runner's lunge. I'm gonna drop into a kneeling runner's lunge. I'm gonna let my left knee come down. Let my left foot flat. Got the right knee right over the right ankle, left knee back behind the left hip. We're gonna rise up here into kneeling crescent. Come all the way up, reach up high, square your hips towards your right knee. Just reaching up here, maybe you spin your pinky fingers in towards each other and take that little lean back if it feels okay. You don't have to. And then come up. As we exhale here, we're gonna dive down to half pyramid. So you're letting your right leg straighten, let your right toe slip up off the mat. Drop your hands down on either side of your right leg. And then just let yourself fold over that right leg, nose towards the knee. So you wanna feel that sensation in your right hamstring. Pull that right hip forward, draw that left hip back so you get a deeper stretch. Now we're gonna bring it back forward. You're bending back into your right knee, bring it over your right ankle. You're gonna take your left hand, plant it on the inside of your right foot. Take your right hand up to the sky. So we're just gonna twisted lunge. You can stay down on your left knee or you can pop up off your left knee if you want to here. All right, now from here, you're gonna let that right hand come down. Everybody's gonna come up off the left knee. I'm gonna re-angle myself here so that you guys can see it. I don't kick my light. But you guys are just at the top of your mat in a runner's lunge. All right, from there, we're just gonna come up. You're gonna push off with your right toe, or left toe, sorry. You're gonna straighten your right leg and just kick your left leg up to the sky. So we're gonna standing split. Left leg doesn't have to come up super high, right? And then from there, here's our tricky part, right? We're gonna rise up. You're gonna try to swing your left foot forward. Now maybe it taps down on the way. Maybe it stays down and you come here, right? I've got my left toes on the ground and a bend in my left knee. If you can, you lift that left knee all the way up into your chest, right? If you have that balance. And then from wherever you are, toes on the ground or knee up to the chest, kick your left leg forward, right? This is me doing it with the balance. Or I just tap my left toes to the ground. If I had my knee bent, if I was here, I just come here. All right, now from there, wherever you are, just set that left foot down next to the right. You'll end up in a regular extended mountain. And then let yourself swan dive all the way down. Half lift monkey, fold, plant your hands, step or float to plank. Exhale through your chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale. Down. All right, so let's do all that on the left side, right? So from here, I'm gonna take my left leg, lift it up to the sky, and then bend into the left knee. You're just gonna step it through. I just kick the leg. You guys can't see that on camera, but it was funny. All right, so just step your left foot through, come to runner's lunge. I'm gonna pick that back up. I'm trying to get the light nice and close to me so that I'm actually lit up on camera, but it doesn't give me as much space. There we go. All right, so we're here in our runner's lunge. Now, once you get into your runner's lunge, you're gonna drop down to your right knee, flatten your right foot. So you've got your left knee right over your left ankle, your right knee back behind your right hip. Let's peel it up to that kneeling crescent. Just peel your upper body up. Look up, right? Get that left knee right over your left ankle. Right, maybe you spin your pinky fingers in, lean back at that opening in the hip flexors. If it doesn't feel good to lean back, you don't have to do it. And then we're gonna shift it to half pyramid. So you straighten out that left leg. Let your left toes slip up off the mat. Drop your hands down on either side of your left leg. And then we're gonna square our hips here, push the left hip forward, draw that right hip back. So you feel that sensation in your left hamstring. All right, now from here, bend into your left knee, bring it back, kneeling crescent. You're gonna plant your right hand on the inside of the left foot. Take your left hand up to the sky. So I'm in this kneeling crescent now. You can turn it into a kneeling crescent, kneeling twisted lunge. You can turn it into full twisted lunge if you want, but you're stacking your shoulders, letting your chest open towards the left side of the room, letting the crown of your head come towards the top of your mat. Now everybody's gonna drop their left hand here, right? And I'm gonna come around, right? We're gonna come into those standing splits. So you straighten out your left leg. Your right leg lifts up and just goes straight up to the sky. You're putting your belly on your left thigh, letting the crown of your head go towards the ground. Standing splits is just like a forward fold on one leg, right? But now the tricky part, we're gonna bring it up. So you're peeling your upper body up. If you can keep those right toes off the mat, all good, right? If you have to tap them down, tap them down. And again, you can just pull that right knee up into your chest and take your hands up to the sky, or maybe you stopped with your right toes on the mat, right? So you've still got all your weight in your left foot if you're here, right? You still got that bend in the right knee. Now, wherever you are here, you're gonna kick your right foot forward. If your toes are down on the ground like mine, you just kick it long, right here, right? If you got it up, you kick it up. And then from there, just let that right foot come down next to the left. Swan dive it all the way down to forward fold. Take a flow here. Half lift to monkey. Fold back down. Plant your hands, step or float to plank. Exhale through your chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Exhale, shift. Down dog. All right, so let's do all that one more time. We're gonna go a little faster through the parts we've already been through. Then we've got some stuff to add on. So bend your knees, look between your thumbs. Bring your feet towards your hands, come to forward fold. Inhale, take a half lift to monkey. Exhale, fold. Now you're gonna bring your feet wide again. And then peel up into your chair. Bend your knees, send your arms back and down. Hands reach forward or heart center or all the way up. Right? So we've got our feet slightly wider already. So as we come up, right, we're gonna rise up into our standing mountain and you're lifting up off your heels. Then as you drop your heels, you turn them in and your toes out. Then from there, you're either gonna drop all the way down to Malasana, right? Or you come with your elbows on your knees. Take a breath there. And then you're gonna straighten your legs, let your crown of your head go towards the ground, hands to the ground, and turn those toes back towards the front of the room. Here we're gonna take another flow, so plant your hands, step or float back to plank. Exhale, lower through your chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. From here, take your right leg, lift it up to the sky. Then you're gonna bend into your right knee, step it through, come to runner's lunge. Right, drop down to your right knee here. Right, so now we're in this kneeling runner's lunge. We're dropping down to the left knee. Did I say right knee? We're dropping the left knee. You guys all did it, I hope. All right, come up, kneeling crescent. Reach up, maybe take your back bend, and then bring it to your half pyramid. Let your right leg straighten, let your right toe slip up off the mat, drape everybody down over that right leg. Square off your hips, get that deep sensation. Now bend back into your right knee. Right, you're gonna bring it back to your kneeling runner's lunge, then you plant the left hand on the inside of the right foot. Take the right hand up to the sky. So in this twisted lunge, you can come off your back knee if you want to. And then from there, everybody's gonna drop their right hand. Everybody's gonna come off the back knee. And you're gonna push off with your left toe, straighten your right leg, bring it into your standing splits. All right, so you're staring at the right knee, lifting that left leg. Doesn't have to lift high, just lift off the mat. Now we're gonna come all the way up to that high karate. So again, if you can keep that left foot off the mat the whole time, then do that, right? Curl it all the way up into your chest, take your hands high. Maybe your toes are on the ground, that's fine. Wherever you are, kick forward. Right? Now, this time, we're gonna step all the way back. So I'm gonna step back with my left foot. I'm gonna bend back into my right knee, lay my left toes towards the left side of the room, and then take my arms out long. So we're right here in Warrior Two. All right, so I'm turning here so you guys can see. So I'm here in Warrior Two. Deep, deep bend in the right knee. Sending that right knee over towards the pinky toe side of the foot. Right, you're looking right over the middle finger on your right hand, even though your hips are open to the left. It's powerful warrior. Now turn your left palm, right palm up to the sky. Scoop up with your right hand. Let your left hand just come along your left thigh or wrap behind your back. You can look up at your right fingertips or back over your left shoulder. And now from here, you're gonna bring your hands around, right? Bring both hands to heart center. Push your left leg, your right leg all the way straight. Bend into your left knee, then you're gonna drop your left elbow towards your left knee. So now we're here in the Skandasana, towards the back of the room. Drop your hands down inside your left foot. And then from there, we're gonna yogi walk it back around, so you're coming towards your right foot. Now keep both hands to the inside of the right foot, but otherwise you're here in runner's lunge. And I'm gonna turn around again here so that you guys can see me. Here, you guys stay where you are. So I'm here in runner's lunge, both hands to the inside of my right foot. Now I'm gonna take my left hand, right? I taught this earlier today and I said the wrong hand and they all end up twisted up and I thought it was their fault. I'm like, you guys aren't listening to me. It was because I cued the wrong hand, right? Your left hand is gonna move way out wide, right? So I'm gonna put here a little bit more so you can see me. So you can see I've set that left hand way out wide. Now I've got a lot of space here in between my left hand and my right ankle. I'm gonna lean to my left. So my left hand's taking like almost all my weight. And then I'm gonna take this left foot. It's gonna kick between that space, between my left knee and my right, my left wrist and my right foot. All right, so it's gonna look like this. And then you just drop down. So you'll have your left foot in front of you. Bring the right foot so that it's right on the inside of the left thigh. You can get there a different way if you need to, right? But this is where you should end up. All right, now we're gonna twist to the right. So you're taking your right hand, bring it back behind you, back behind your hip. Take your left hand, hug it around your right knee. Open your chest to the right, look over your right shoulder. And then from there, we're gonna untwist. You're gonna take both knees into your chest. And we're just gonna rock and roll a couple times. So, I'll turn sideways so you guys can see. Let yourself roll back, and then roll back up, and just do that 2 or 3 times. Eventually, right, we're gonna end up in a seated position. You're gonna bring it around into tabletop, the top of your mat. And then from tabletop, step it back to plank, and just go through your flow. Chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. All right, let's do all that on the other side. So now you're gonna take your left leg, lift it up to the sky, bend your left knee, step it through, come to runner's lunge, drop down to your right knee. So we're here in our kneeling runner's lunge. Lift up into your kneeling crescent. Maybe you spin your pinky fingers in and lean back. Whether or not you did that, next thing you're gonna do is come into your pyramid. So you let that left leg straighten all the way, let your left toes flip off the mat, drop your hands down, square off your hips, push that right hip back, draw that left hip forward, drape your upper body over the left leg. Bend into your left knee, come back forward. Right now you're gonna plant your left hand, or sorry, your right hand on the inside of your left foot. Left hand goes up to the sky. Maybe you come off the right knee here, maybe you stay down. Let that left hand come down outside your left foot. Now you're gonna kick it all the way up into standing split. So you straighten the left leg, let the right toes go up to the sky, like a forward fold on one leg, letting the crown of your head go towards the ground. Now we're gonna peel up here into our high karate. You can have your toes tap on the ground, you can have your toes stay on the ground, your right toes, or you can bring that right knee all the way up. I came too far forward, I can't even see me. That's all right. All right, so I'm either here or I'm here. And then you're gonna kick that right foot all the way straight, here or here. From there, you're gonna step all the way back with that right leg. Remember, we're gonna land in warrior 2. So you're bending into your left knee, letting your right toes turn to the right, and then opening up with your hands. So I came here into my warrior 2, deep bend in the left knee, looking right over the middle finger on the left hand, keeping that left knee going towards the pinky toe side of the foot. Let's take it to reverse warrior. Turn your left palm up to the sky, scoop up, let your right hand trail along your right thigh. Reach back. Keep creating that space, right? So keep bending into your left knee. Keep reaching back with those left fingertips. Now bring your hands around to heart center. Push your left leg straight. Bend into your right knee. Touch your right elbow to your right knee. So you're getting nice and low. Right, and then eventually you can drop your hands down inside your right foot. And then we're going to yogi walk it to runner's lunge, except that you're going to keep both hands to the inside of your left foot. All right, so again, I'm going to turn around here so you can see this part. Taking my right hand, both hands are inside the left foot. Take that right hand way out and lean to the right. See how I kind of dropped my right hip already? I'm getting ready to do it, right? I'm getting my left hand out of the way. I'm going to take that right foot, bring it in between my left ankle and my right wrist. Just kick it through and then drop all the way down. All right, bring that right foot to the inside, or left foot to the inside of your right thigh. We're going to twist this time to the left. So left hand comes back behind you. Right hand hugs around the left knee. Look over the right shoulder, left shoulder. And then we're going to untwist, pull that right knee in, hug both knees into your chest, and then take your rock and rolls here a couple times, right? Just rocking and rolling. And then eventually, we're gonna land and bring it around into tabletop. Once you get to tabletop, step back to plank, take your last float here. Go through your chaturanga, inhale to cobra, up dog, shift to down dog. Bend your knees, look between your thumbs, bring your feet forward to your hands. At this time, we're going to toe our feet out wide to the edges of the mat, turn your heels in and your toes out, and then bend your knees, drop your hips. So you can be here in Malasana, right? Have a block somewhere. If you're somebody who usually does it with a block, right? Maybe sit down on the block. Now that I have light, you can actually see me sitting here on this block, right? If that doesn't feel good, with or without a block, you don't have a block, your other option is to drop all the way down into bound ankle and the soles of your feet together. So you find which one is most comfortable to you. Regular Malasana, Malasana with the block, bound ankle, wherever you are, close your eyes. Take a few moments here. Reconnect with your breath. Notice if you still have that full focus on your breath. Notice if you still have control of your breath. If you lost either of those things while we were flowing, this is your chance to get it back. Slow your breaths again. Lengthen your breaths again. Deepen your breaths again. Just take 3 more breaths here, wherever you are. When you're ready, we're going to come around, right? And we're going to do our core work. We're going to come into tabletop at the beginning. So if you're in your Malasana, drop down to your hips. Everybody's going to bring it around into tabletop. Now, we're going to start here with bucket kicks. So I'm going to give you all the options, right? I'm going to start with the hardest one. You come into full plank. You're going to take your left foot, kick it underneath your right armpit, right? And maybe lift your right hand up, tag your left toes. Come back down, you go the other way. So it's just like this, right? So if that feels good, you can do those. Those are hard, right? You can just do where you kick through, right? So I'm gonna take my left foot, kick it through, bring it back, take my right foot, kick it through. So it could just be this, right? If all of that seems like too much, you could be down on your knees, right? And you're just gonna pick your one knee up, bring it towards your opposite elbow. And you could be right here. Just feel that crunch in your obliques, right? So you decide which version you wanna do. Let's do 5 more on each side. 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1. All right, now from here, you're back in plank or you're in tabletop. Let your knees drop, lower yourself all the way down to your belly. Now, as we come down to the belly, we're gonna roll over onto your right side. So you're gonna roll onto your right hip, right? So your right hand reaches forward at first, right? And you push yourself over onto your right hip. Now, as I push myself over onto my right hip, I'm gonna take that right hand, I'm gonna reach it straight towards the left side of the room. Okay, so you're here. Your left palm, your right palm is down on the ground. This is important, right? Your right palm's on the ground. Now, left hand's gonna go overhead. And then what I'm gonna do here, I should probably angle myself a little bit so you can see the whole body, right? So I've got my right arm reaching out, my left hand's reaching overhead, even though you can't see it here. Now, you're gonna lift your left foot up and your left hand, and you're gonna touch them together. Now you're gonna push into your right palm, so you're coming up off my right shoulder. So I want your right shoulder to come up off the ground.
Okay.
Reach that left hand back over. So it's here. Up and down. Just keep going, right? Come all the way down, reach your left hand overhead, and then come back up, left hand and left ankle together, come back down. Now, if you really want to add a little challenge, you can do both legs at once. It looks like this. Right, I'm lifting both legs up. You don't have to do that. You can just do one leg at a time. Wherever you are, do 3 more. We still got to do the other side. 3, 2, and 1. All right, so now you're coming all the way back down. You're gonna roll back over onto your belly. All right, so I'm at an angle, so I want you guys to know that. You're gonna be in one straight line. I'm angled here so you can see my whole body in the camera, right? But I'm gonna roll over onto my left hip here. So my left arm starts out long, but I'm one straight line right the second from my left fingertips down to my toes. But then I'm gonna take my left hand and I'm gonna sweep it over to the right. And then I'm gonna take my right hand, reach it overhead. And I press into my left palm so I can lift up, press my left palm, lift my left shoulder off the ground. Your left shoulder has to come off the ground, right? And you're reaching your right fingertips towards your right toes. I can't see myself in the camera on this side. I should probably flip it around, right? So it's just like we did on the other side. Keep going. Lift it up and down. Here. Nice angle. There we go. Right arm reaching overhead. So here. So you can lift both feet if you want to. Make it a little harder, or you just lift one foot at a time. Maybe you get your whole elbow up off the ground and just press into your left palm. All right, do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now you're gonna come all the way back down, roll back over onto your belly. All right, this time, as we come to the belly, I'm gonna flip all the way around. You're gonna bring your arms both out to a T. All right, so I'm laying down on my belly here, both arms going out to a T. Now you're gonna take your right ear to the mat. So you're looking over to the left. I'm gonna angle myself a little bit more over this way because eventually I just want you to see the right side of my body, all right? So I'm gonna take my left arm, I'm gonna bend into my left elbow, bring it to the chest, and then you're gonna push yourself over onto your right hip, so you're rolling right over that right shoulder. I'm picking my left foot up, putting that left foot down outside my right leg. Right, so you can see it pretty well. I look like that. Now, you can keep that left hand right where it is by your face, or you can take that left hand and wrap it behind your back. You're trying to spin your chest open towards the ceiling, right? The more your chest spins open towards the ceiling, which means the more you pull that left shoulder back, the more you're gonna feel the sensation in your right shoulder. And that's what we're going for here, right? So you can take that left hand by your face and let yourself come down a little bit, still supporting yourself with your left hand if you need to, right? Or you can take that left hand, wrap it all the way around, make sure you open up more. You decide, right? But you keep that right palm face down, right shoulder coming straight out of your shoulder blade. Right? You don't want to be reaching towards the front of the room with your fingertips or towards the back of the room, just straight out to the right. All right, now if you wrap that left hand around, you're going to bring that left hand back by your face, push with your left toes, let yourself roll back over onto your left hip, take both arms out long. Now we're going the other way here, so I'm going to angle myself over to the right. Reaching both arms out to a T. This time you're going to look to the right. So you want your left ear on the mat looking to the right. I'm going to bend into my right elbow, bring my right hand by my chest, and push myself over onto my left hip. Pick up that right foot, tap those right toes down outside your left thigh. Again, you can keep that right hand by your face, or you can wrap it around behind your back. Take 2 more breaths here. And then you're going to bring that right hand around, drop it back by your face, push off those right toes, bring it back to your belly. All right, so I'm still here. Now, you're going to turn your chin forward just for a second here. And I want you to come into cactus arms with your arms. So you're still on your belly. Now you're in these cactus arms, right? That means that, angle it here, there we go, right? So I'm here, I'm gonna look to the right at first. So you're gonna take your right ear, left ear to the mat, so you're looking to the right. And your arms are these little goalpost arms. Now what you're gonna do here, let's see, I'm just gonna look up so I can see if you guys can see, right? You're gonna take your left knee. I'm moving my right arm just so I want you guys to see, right? You're gonna slide that left knee forward so that your left knee comes along the ground. And what it's doing is reaching up towards your right elbow. So you didn't move your right elbow like I just did, right? You're still here, little goalpost arms, and you're sliding that right knee up towards your right elbow. As high as you can get it. If it touches, that's great. If it doesn't go anywhere near, it's okay. Right? We're getting that opening in the hip flexor here. Let's take 4 breaths here. And then from there, you're going to take that right knee, right? Slide it all the way back down. Turn your head, so now you're looking to the left, and you're going to do the same thing going the other way. So you're just taking that left knee, right? You're bending into the left knee, but you're bending it out to the side, and you're sliding it all the way up. So I'm trying to move my hands. You can see my left knee just slide up as much as I can get it towards the top of the mat. It's getting caught on the mat. There we go. And then you're just back in those goalpost arms. Right, so your left edge, inside edge of your left foot is on the mat, right? The sole of your foot is off the mat. Take one more breath here. And then you're going to slide that left knee all the way back down. Now take your hands, bring them by your chest, and you're just going to push yourself up here into tabletop. So we come up into our tabletop. Right now we're going to drop our hips to one side or the other. Swing your legs around in front of you. And we're just going to take a basic seated forward fold here. So you kind of rock back and forth like I'm doing right now. Get those sit bones, those bony bones in the back of your glutes really pressing into the mat, right? You want to feel those bones press into your mat. And then take your hands up to the sky. Lengthen out, make yourself as tall as you can. Turn your palms towards the front of the room and just start to hinge at the hip and come forward. Keep your biceps by your ears as long as you can, right? When they start to come away, when you can't keep your biceps by your ears anymore, that's when you want to stop your upper body for now and let your arms just relax down to your legs. Right? Maybe you grabbed your feet, but more likely you grabbed your ankle or your shin or your knee. Use your breath to get a little deeper into the pose. As you inhale, think about lifting that chest slightly, lengthening your spine. And then as you exhale, you'll be able to fold a little deeper. Your hands can walk a little further forward. So do that a couple times. You inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold deeper. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold deeper. Helps your body get that extra millimeter or so into the pose that it naturally wanted to go. And that's what we want here, right? That's where we see our change in yoga, is in the millimeters. Try to push your body too much further than it naturally wants to go into this pose, you'll kill your back and do more harm than good, right? But if you never push your body any further than it naturally wanted to go, right, I'd still be way back here. I'd be like, why can't I reach and touch my toes, right? I can. I just gotta get there slowly. Take 3 more breaths here, wherever you are. Slow, let yourself peel up, 1 vertebrae at a time. All right, and then we're gonna bend into the knees, right? And now you're gonna let yourself lay all the way down on your back. So I'm gonna have my block handy here before I lay down, just in case I wanna use it while I'm on my back. Once you get all the way down to your back, right, you're gonna walk your heels as close to your glutes as you can get them. So I can't reach my block. And you're gonna press all 4 corners of both feet into the mat, lift your hips up to the sky. So we're here in this bridge pose. Now, you can use your block here, right? You take the block and you just slide it underneath your hips. Let your hips rest in the block. So you're here in the supported bridge, right? The block is pushing my hips a little higher to the sky, and I get to rest my hips. So if you want that supported bridge, you can go there. You can stay in an unsupported bridge where you're gonna use the strength in your legs to push those hips higher. Engage your quads, engage your glutes, engage those hamstrings. Make all those muscles in those legs work for you to get your hips a little higher. Whether you're supported or unsupported, you want your shoulders to be at least slightly tucked so your chest is puffing open. If you're unsupported and you want to make this deeper, you can work one entire shoulder than the other underneath your body. And that'll push your hips even higher. Now, if you're in a supported bridge, you want to make it deeper, right? Your option here is to move the block up a level. So I've got the block at its lowest level right now, right? If I want to make this a little deeper, I turn the block up one level, let my hips come down. If you're really great, maybe you can turn it up to its highest level and put it underneath your hips. I can't do that. I'm not quite that flexible. We're just trying to increase the flexibility of the back here. All right, take 3 more breaths wherever you are. And then as you exhale next, right, if you're in unsupported bridge, you're gonna let your hips float down. If you're in that supported bridge, maybe you wanna keep the block there for waterfall. Maybe you wanna take it out, it's up to you. In waterfall, we all take our feet straight up to the sky. Flex your feet like you're gonna step on the ceiling. So you can stay here. Now, you can use that block, right? You can put the block underneath your hips, makes this slightly more intense because I've elevated my hips slightly, right? Or if you don't have a block or you just want to make it really intense, you can always come to full shoulder stand. That's when you lift your hips up on your own. Put your hands in the small of your back. So you're supporting yourself on your shoulders and your forearms. Right, so you can be in shoulder stand, you can be in waterfall, you can be in supported waterfall. Let your body tell you where it most wants to go. Either way, we're getting that blood to go from the feet where it pools all day. We're taking it back to the head and the heart where we need it more. 3 more breaths here. And then when you're ready to come out of it, we're all going to come out of it the same way. You're going to bend your knees, let them scrape right along your face and body. Slowly drop your feet back down to the mat. Now, if you still have that block under your hips, take that block out, let your hips come flat to the ground. Right? This is the position we were in when we started, right? When we did those 6 o'clock, 12 o'clocks, right? We're 6 o'clock into the mat for that flat back, or 12 o'clock into the mat for that flat back, pressing at 6 o'clock into the mat, that arched back. Right? What I want you to do here, right, is press into that 12 o'clock so that you feel the sacrum, the low part of your back, pressing into the mat. Right? Then take your feet up to the sky. They might not come straight over your hips with that sacrum still pressing into the mat. You might need to angle them more forward, right? Separate your feet slightly here, and then bend into your knees, maybe slightly, maybe a lot. Reach up for your same foot with your same hand. And then we're gonna rock from side to side. If you didn't grab your foot, it's okay, right? You can grab your ankle, your shin, your knee. But as you're rocking from side to side, you wanna feel, right, that sacrum pressing into the mat, that nice spinal massage. If it doesn't feel good doing the rock, then just skip it, stay still, right? You can change your leg position if you want here. Maybe your legs come wider or straighter, or bend more, go in more. Right? Just find somewhere where it feels really amazing to you. Give yourself another couple breaths there. All right, now eventually, we're all gonna hug the knees into the chest and we're gonna take our final twist. So let your arms go out long, like wings in a T position. And as you exhale, drop your knees to the right as you take your chin and your gaze to the left. Keep that right shoulder anchored. Maybe you keep that left shoulder anchored. Maybe you take your right hand, press those knees closer to the earth. Or maybe you extend your legs so that your toes go toward your right fingertips. Or maybe you just stay where you are. As you inhale next here, bring your knees back to center. And as you exhale, let your knees go to the left. Take your chin and your gaze to the right. Again, as you're here, you take that left hand, press your knees closer to the earth, or extend your legs, let your toes go towards your left fingertips, or just stay where you are. Keep your right shoulder anchored. Let it give you the twist. We always finish off with this twist just because it seals off our practice, lets our bodies remember what they did today. So the next time we come practice, it's a little easier, go a little deeper. As you inhale, exhale, you're going to bring those knees back to center. Give them one final hug into your chest. And then let's start to set up for our final pose, our Shavasana. Right. So in your Shavasana, let your legs extend long. Take your hands to your sides, palms face down. That's your traditional Shavasana, flat on your back. Right. If you don't want to be there, if that's not comfortable to you, don't stay there. You can always bend your knees and fall in against each other. You can butterfly your legs. You can roll to your side. You can roll to your belly. Just be somewhere where you're perfectly comfortable, where you're going to be able to stay perfectly still, and most importantly, where your mind is going to be able to go perfectly quiet. If you're here in the studio, I'm going to come around and give you a little spray on your towel, right? If you're at home and you have a towel, maybe you take that towel, put it over your eyes. If not, just close your eyes. Let your breath guide you to that quiet of the mind. You don't have to control your breath anymore. But keep noticing it, keep observing it. Let your breath begin to guide you. Let it guide you right to that place where there's nothing left in your mind but you and your breath. When you get there, that's your true quiet of the mind. Now slowly, start to come back into the room. Wiggle your fingers, your toes, feeling that increased sensation that comes with a quiet mind. If you want to here, take your arms overhead, do a nice full, deep body stretch. And then from there, just roll over onto your right side in a fetal position. Take a couple breaths right there, just to reacclimate to our space. Let the sights, the sounds of the room come back to you. Stay as long as you need right here. Then when you're ready, only when you're ready, push yourself up to seated. We'll close here. All right? We're going to close with our two Bhamari breaths. That's the inhale as you exhale, make that humming sound in the back of the throat. And the Om is the universal syllable, uses all parts of the throat. So you can join me while we're doing these breaths, or you can just listen. But let's close our eyes here. We'll inhale together. Inhaling again. we'll take one final time and one final breath and Let your eyes drift open. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you, all of you, for sharing your energy, your practice with me this morning. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste. All right, so we're closed tomorrow for Easter Sunday, so no class tomorrow. If you need some gentle yoga, Heidi will be here Monday night for some gentle yoga, and Liza will be here Monday morning. I will see you guys all again Wednesday night for some yin. Have a great Easter.